Gemini. I'm Pam, and welcome to your Psychic Tarot reading for October 2014. This month, I laid out a 10-card Celtic Cross spread, and at the end of that reading, I'm going to pull an additional card for you from a deck of cards called Angels, Gods, and Goddesses by Tony Carmine Salerno. And I will tell you the messages I get off of that additional card. The first card you have that shows up in your reading today, Gemini, you have Six of Swords. And Six of Swords is a card to me that symbolizes moving. This can be moving your residence, or it can be a job move. It can also be travel. Whatever card that comes up in the center of your reading, to me symbolizes what's affecting you right now. Even if it's events that have already occurred, the effects of it are still happening and affecting you now, or the events are occurring and affecting you now. Either way, you're being affected. I feel like some of you Geminis are really fighting with yourself, having like an internal war about what to do, some decision you're making. This could very well involve moving. I feel like you're really torn, like, should I stay? Should I go? If I go, am I prepared to leave my whole world that I've built up and been involved with? Am I prepared to leave it behind? I hear that you're being given a push, and community spirit seems to be giving you a push to do it. So I'm not sure what they mean by that. I feel that you're talking to a lot of people about where you've come from and where you've been and where you're going to be going. And it's almost like kind of like poll taking or advice getting from sources around you. And I feel that the predominant message that you keep getting is that taking the move and making the move would be the best thing for you to do. You're really grappling with an undercurrent of emotions about this. It's very strong. I feel that a real driving force is that you think and feel that you need to make money, make more money than what you're making. So that's what's really pushing you to consider making this move and this change. I feel like there's problems coming up for you in about a month and a half if you don't make the move, which is kind of interesting. I feel like it'll be like you'll be bombarded with one thing after another, one thing after another. So I feel like if you wait to take this move, you may still ultimately end up making it because of the things that you would get bombarded with. It's just delaying it. If you make the move and if you make the decision to make the move now in the next few weeks, make the decision to do it, then those issues that seem to be getting ready to come upon you if you decide to stay won't happen. I feel that the biggest push or time frame that you would be making this move is January. I feel like October is a time for you of decision making, gathering your forces, and making and saving your money, like preparing yourself, going over your financial picture with a fine-tooth comb. It's like I feel like you're a detective with a magnifying glass, going over every little detail and turning over every leaf. I feel like you're really going through your financial situation and picture and everything you pay bills for, like all the bills you pay, what all of your expenses are, and what they're going to be if you move. And I just see you going through it with a fine tooth comb. You're like Sherlock Holmes with they keep showing me with you with the magnifying glass. I'm like turning over every little thing. So that's what October is really about for you. It's about organizing, gathering your forces, making decisions, um, going through your financial picture with a fine-tooth comb and a magnifying glass to sort out every detail. It seems like I don't know if this is generally true for all Geminis, but at least right now, I feel like you're not satisfied unless you get everything all mapped out and planned out and figured out and mapped out in front of you. That's what comes up to me. Now, I don't know if that's actually a Gemini trait or not. You Geminis out there will have to let me know. But in this situation, I really feel like you're dotting all your I's and crossing all your T's about this move. The card that crosses over your center card, Gemini, is the card that would either support the first card, so it would either support what's affecting you or be an obstacle to what's affecting you. And you have Nine of Cups. And Nine of Cups is an excellent card because it's wish fulfillment. Your wishes are going to be granted. They're coming to you, flowing in abundance. Cups symbolize emotions. So, but it's also all good things too, not just emotions with Nine of Cups, but it really is mainly happily, emotionally, and fulfilled. So that's an excellent card. I do feel that ultimately you do make the decision to leave, to move. Yeah, it's like you're going to be talking to several people who give you the push and the oomph to do it. That's what comes up. And you're grappling with a lot of emotional issues and issues from the past, and it's time to let them go. Whatever these are that you're grappling with, why it's tied to this move, for each Gemini, it's going to be a different reason. Some of you, maybe you've lived there your whole life. Maybe some of you live with family members or, have loved ones close by and you feel like you can't tear yourself away from them, whether you live with them or not. Maybe they're near and this move may be at a distance. So, it's going to be different for different Geminis, but I really get you really seem to be struggling with it. So, but I do get that you talk to two, possibly three people. One of them is a female. I feel that she's likely to be your sister or a very close friend, like a sister, who gives you all the reasons why you should actually go for it and do it. Although I feel there's at least two other people in this scenario also giving you the thumbs up for this move. I feel that you gain a lot of love and companionship when you make the move, after you make the move. So for any of you single Geminis out there, and you've been like wondering or waiting for love or had some disappointment with love and you'd like to find new romance or love, okay, move, because when you move, that's when it's going to show up. For those of you that are married Geminis, you may delay about making this move longer. I get delay about moving. And I don't feel like your move would happen until next year. Like, I know they said January, but I feel like it will be later than that if you're a married Gemini. If you're a single Gemini, you're going to do it in or around January. And finances are going to improve and be abounding for you once you move too. Like, I really feel this move is key for you Gemini. So if you've been, like struggling with it, or it's been, holding you back, giving you sleepless nights, I don't know what I'm getting here. I would definitely go for it, but I know that's easy for me to say. I'm not living your life, but based on the messages, I would say go for it, because it looks like your love life's going to improve. And you meet someone significant and special for your life that's a romantic partner, and I feel your finances are going to improve. And oddly enough, I know this may sound odd, but I do believe things are interconnected. I feel like your health is going to suffer if you don't move, because I feel like you're going to be under too much stress, and there's going to be too much stress on your finances for some reason. That, stress can cause a lot of illnesses. I mean, a lot of things can go wrong due to stress. So keep that in the back of your mind too, because your health is also connected to staying or leaving. And it comes up to me that you're really going to feel a lot more comfortable with this whole thing once you're settled in. And when you get there, I see you in your place going, what took me so long to do this? Like, why was I fretting about making this move? Because I get that you're really going to feel comfortable and happy there. I really feel like that. And when it's somebody out there has a red chair, all all I can tell you is they're showing me a living room situation with like a beige or a tan, light tan, a cream color, or a beige carpet. And I can't really see what the other furnishings are, although, however, there is a huge picture on the wall from the vantage point I'm looking at. I'm looking in the living room. I'm looking into the living room at your front door, and you've got a red chair near the doorway where I'm standing. So, just to throw that out there, Gemini, wouldn't be a psychic reading if there wasn't some weird comment. Um, the next card that you have in your reading today, Gemini, is in the goal position. It's crowning your reading. It's at the top of your reading. So this comes up as a goal. And you have the Three of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles is a card to me that symbolizes apprenticeship. This is learning and trying to master a new skill. The number 3 is also the number of creation. Um, so it's a work card. This is a work related creative card that brings money to you. I feel that one of the deciding factors here is the money that you're going to get offered. It's like they're giving you a position and money you can't refuse. Your tried and true ways of doing things work-wise are over. You now embark on a new horizon. It's like a whole new, for some of you, I feel it may actually be a new career, because I feel like something is going on here that is so different from what you've been doing. There's a lot of placement and organization connected to do with this new job. You'll be talking to people about how they can make money faster. So for some of you, this could be with a financial institution, this job. And I'm also getting, it's weird. They're telling me the words taking a tour with these people. So I don't know if you get clients that you take on tours around the area of where you are, where this business is, or if you actually are taking a tour on the computer and taking a tour of all the things in the ways that what they can do with their money, or whatever it is with the job and the people that you're dealing with. I do feel that you're going to be living near water. Water will either be in the view from your office window, or your building will be near water, like you're on a harbor or on a bay or on a river. There's some waterway, major waterway, because this is vast. I feel like I'm looking at, like, maybe for some of you this is Manhattan. Maybe you're in a building and you're looking out, maybe it's there. Maybe it's in, Boston on some harbor, or, wherever you are. I feel like you definitely have a view of water from where this is. I feel education is highlighted here too, because you're going to be taking some training for this job. You're going to have to go through a little training and education period. And this is going to be where you climb the rungs of the ladder of success. You've got to stop dithering about the past and what did or didn't happen. That's what my guides are saying. It's like there's nothing you can do about that. It's like you got to start with a clean slate. Forget what was or what didn't happen, or how you got gypped out of this, or you should have gotten more of that, or if you got passed over for a promotion, or you didn't get the raises you deserved, or people that were beneath you or not to your level got bumped up in the job, and you were left sitting there going, why? Because that guy was a dope. I mean, I don't know. I'm just getting, you're going to have to put that to rest, because that's like all water under the bridge now. It's useless mind chatter and revolving over stuff, because you got to focus on what you're going to do now. This is the time to really steamroll ahead. As a matter of fact, and just to let you know, Gemini, there's somebody out there that's going to be near, I don't know if it's the Mississippi River, but I'm seeing a steamboat. So I know they still have them, like gambling casinos. Uh, So there's somebody out there that's going to go move near a waterway where these old-fashioned looking steamboats go by. You know, like tour boats or gambling boats or whatever they are. So there's somebody out there that's going to make sense to. Please email me and let me know. I'd like to hear that story. The next card you have in your reading, Gemini, is in the past position. You have King of Cups. And King of Cups to me would signify a water sign male. This would be either a Pisces, a Scorpio, or a Cancer male. Or that could be his rising sign, or he could have water predominantly in his chart. I feel like there's a lot of chatter going back and forth in your mind about this guy. You're like, you've had some dealings or connection to him in some way, because I'm seeing you like spin about him. I feel for some of you he was a past marriage partner. And I also am hearing that there's been people that have been put in your way to deter you or distract you from him. For some of you, he was somebody you had a relationship with, whether it was, for some of you, you were married to him. For some of you, you just had a serious relationship with him and it was not a marriage. I feel like he feels very sad, lonely, and alone. And I also hear that you can't help him out of any situations that he's in. He created them. And so, like, they're telling me, forget that. Like, if you get it in your head, I'm not really sure why yet, why it's coming up, like why it would be in your head, because I feel this is over. It's definitely past. But like, I know he's sad and he's alone and he's created his situation. So maybe he's going to come back and talk to you. But I feel like if that's the case, the guides are like, there's nothing you can do to help him. So don't worry. Don't get that start in your head. Like, oh, like I feel sorry for you, or the sympathetic avenue with him. It's not going to work. It's not. You need to like let that go. He's really heartbroken. He is. And I hear the words trial, and I also hear he's lost the love of his life. I'm not sure whether this guy's on trial, going up on trial. I don't know. I find it very odd that they said the word trial. And lost the love of his life may have been you, but I'm not sure if you are. I also feel it sounds like this guy's looking for a scapegoat. And there is some issue with loss of money, and problems are coming back to haunt him. I get that, that at the time he came in your life for a reason, and then he was taken out of your life for a reason. So it's kind of like it's over and you have to be done with it. So I feel like he may come back in the picture to tell you something or to distract you. And you are really, really going to need to trust your gut and your intuition completely on that one when he comes back. Don't be, try not to be waylaid by, oh, he showed back up and what does he have to say? Like, trust your gut. If you have like any wrenching feeling or twisting feeling or spinning feeling or turning feeling, those aren't good feelings. That's yourself telling you, warning, stay away, don't fall for it. It's those aren't the good intuitive feelings. Those are the warning, like, you can't trust them, or, be cautious and careful. They're the negative spin. And so you need to really pay attention to that. In the position of the energy you're traveling through right now, Gemini, you have the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords to me is a card that symbolizes an air sign child, which would be an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. That could be their rising sign, their sun sign, or they could have it predominant in their chart, in their birth chart. Um, but it can also be a spirit guide. So if you don't have a child that's an air sign child, um, that could be a message for you from spirit world. The Page of Swords, when he shows up, he, she, because a page can either be a male or a female card. This comes up as somebody that they're very bright, they're intuitive, they're usually very gregarious, they can communicate till your ears fall off. They like to tell stories and get to the truth. However, they can, on the dark side of the Page of Swords, they can be secretive, deceptive, tell lies, stir up trouble. A lot of times the Page of Swords has trouble circling around. So let's see. I don't know why Page showed up here for you here. This page is coming up for you as a warning to be very guarded and careful about what you say and the information you give out to other people, especially in regard to your leaving where you're working and your move. Don't tell anybody anything they don't need to know. Be very guarded about, and especially if you have any secrets that you don't want anybody to know, be extremely guarded over them as well. I feel for some of you, he's a brother that's going to come in, and I feel like he's after money. He wants something from you. He wants money. I feel that this brother has been bothered by you and has held judgments against you, like that he's watched you and he doesn't like, he's either jealous, there's envy there, and he doesn't fully agree with what you're doing, or he doesn't like what you're doing, or he has a lot to say over the history of time about what you're doing or not doing. Be careful, some of you Geminis, because this brother may try to take you to court. I feel legal issues and legal matters coming up between you and this brother, or they're definitely circling around him for sure. And I feel like there's this ongoing struggle between the two of you, back, forth, back, forth. And I don't feel that this is new. I feel it's been going on, but I feel like it simmers down and then it kicks back up and then it simmers down and then it kicks back up. So I really feel like he wants money from you, or he wants to take you to court over money. That's what comes up really strongly here, Gemini. I'm sorry to say that. I don't like to hear anybody have legal issues or money problems. I'm very, very sorry, but I feel that you really need to discuss this with a lawyer that's very schooled in estate issues. Be very guarded and make sure your money is protected. Put it in things that really can't be touched if that's possible. Yeah, he wants something from you. He is determined, determined, determined. And you know what? I don't know what this means here. I really don't. But I'm going to tell you this. I hear the word warrant, and I feel like it's not a warrant for your arrest. I almost feel like he wants a search warrant over something, either to get in your house to see if you have something he feels is his, or a warrant. I don't even know if they do this. I'm not legal savvy. I'm not. But I don't know if you can get a warrant to search somebody's finances or bank accounts. I'm sure there is something. I don't know if that it would be called a warrant. However, this brother, he's got all kinds of ideas cooking in his head. But I feel that you're going to take him down a notch or two, so don't be too worried. I feel that in the end, ultimately, you prevail. You have the final blow there that just knocks him out, knocks this story out and done with it. Like, I see you with a bat. Quite frankly, don't literally please take a bat to your brother. You don't need an assault charge. I'm just seeing like you knock this ball out of the park and shut the door on him, bam. So I don't feel that he wins, but he's like a pain. He's a problem. So I hope you can deal with it. I know you're going to prevail. So I'm happy for you there, but our family can bring such true joy, but sometimes, especially when it comes to estates and, family money, wow, it really makes some people's true colors come out, doesn't it? I know you know what I'm talking about. So, okay, woo, somebody from the spirit world gave me a little wave. Hi. The next card you have in your reading, which actually kind of makes sense to me for the card that I just read, is in a future position for you. You have Six of Cups. Now, Six of Cups to me is fond childhood memories. Isn't that interesting? This could be a brother and a sister in a card, and it follows the one that I feel that's your brother. However, often this card shows up for me when a romantic connection is happening and it's like a past life reincarnation connection that you've now come back into experience again. And I'm going to tell you, following this card, you have two cards that could symbolize romance, one for sure. So I'm not sure yet whether this goes to you and your brother and your calamities with him of, and looking back on childhood memories, or if this is the karmic past life connection with a love interest that I see coming up in the next card. So I'll have to see what they say. I feel like you've been giving a lot of time and attention and thoughts to love in your mind. I feel like you've been going over how you want your next love relationship to be. And I feel some of you have been very wise and utilizing the new moon, which is an excellent time to write down what you want in a partner. So I feel some of you have actually been doing some spiritual practices of writing, not writing what you don't want, writing what you do want, and trying to figure out how you can develop better love relationships moving forward in the future. And I feel that some of you are very, very cautious and guarded about love, because I feel that love, when you've been in some love relationships, they've really bitten you in the butt in the past. And you've been hurt badly and your ego has been badly bruised by some love relationships that have passed through your life. It's like you trust it, but you don't trust it. You want love, but you're kind of afraid of it. It's like this, I get this little, I want it, but I'm afraid of it. I trust it, but I don't trust it. It's weird. I get this, back and forth. I feel that new love is on its way to you for those of you that are single. And that next month is highlighted, and it seems to be connected with travel. And again, I do really feel that for you single Geminis, new love comes into your life once you move. So even if you go to travel to the location of where your new job is going to be and where you might move, you may meet him before you even get there, because I really feel like new love comes up for you more strongly in the month of January, but maybe you'll meet him and then you haven't moved yet. So maybe you meet and then you're still, where you are, and then you see him again when you move. I'm not clear about that, but it does come up about next month. Next month, November really seems like the gateway or the doorway of an opening for you. And you're going to be talking to a lot of people back and forth. I get communications happening really quickly and rapid fire back and forth. And I do feel that this does have to do with your new job, the new move. You're going to have a lot of conference calls. Somebody out there, there's a Gemini listening that I get. There's going to be a new pilot. Now, that's either a new pilot on TV, that kind of pilot, or some kind of pilot show or pilot project that's new, so it's a pilot, or it's an actual pilot. I feel like it's more, leaning more towards that it's a television pilot or a new program that's being instituted in a company that would be also called a pilot. Okay, that's connected here. And like you having conference calls and like video chat calls prior to you going to where you're going. And I feel that you're really thinking about that you want to be the lean, mean fighting machine. So I see a lot of you really, pumping iron, drinking protein shakes, running on the treadmill. I just, power walking. I'm seeing all this like physical activity and like, getting in front of the mirror, like, yeah, I got to be strong. I got to look good. I got to feel, you want to project confidence. You want to feel confidence in yourself and you want to feel like you look good. And I feel like you're really grooming yourself. In the next position, you have, Knight of Rods. Now, the Knight of Rods is showing up in the position that I would say is a hope, but it's also a future position, further out than this one. So see, these two, they went back to back. This is the order. If you were to look at it, the brother came first. Brother came first. Past life or fond childhood memories came next. This guy's what's following. So see why I was looking at it like, okay, does this card apply to this guy or this guy? So now we're going to find out. This card really, it comes up again that you're going to be talking with someone at a distance. And you're going to be giving people goods and services that you're going to be very proud of and have a lot of accomplishment with that. The Knight of Rods has been given a project to work on with you or to give you to help you. I feel that you're going to be breaking new ground and making new discoveries with your connection to this Knight of Rods. And by the way, I'm sorry, I forgot to say, Knight of Rods would be connected to a fire sign male. He would either be an Aries, a Sagittarius, or a Leo. That could either be his sun sign, his rising sign, or he could have fire predominant in his chart. I feel like for somebody out there, he's going to give you special territory to cover. So he's coming up right now as a work partner. Feel like, I don't know that he's totally level with you. He sort of is at this new job, but he's been there. So he's like showing you the ropes, but he may be slightly higher than you in the, scale of, hierarchy at the company. But I feel like he's in charge of, where you work, what you do. He's going to be giving you assignments, instructions. He takes you out to dinner. He talks to you about a lot of plans that the company or business that you're going to work at has for the future, like the direction they're going. He will be investing a lot of time in your development. He thinks you've got what it takes to make a fast buck, like to turn a quick profit. He feels like whatever you're going to do for the company and your experience and expertise and knowledge that you're coming there with, and then you're getting training there on top of it, he feels like you hold some key to some, like you're going to really work out for them. They're very convinced of that. It's like he takes you under his wing. I feel like he's also kind of like a friend / mentor. You're going to be handling a lot of things, a lot of tasks daily. It's a busy job, but you will be financially rewarded. You're going to be giving tours and lectures to others. Remember now that word tours came up again. And actually in a physical sense, because I hear tours, taking people out, showing them the sights. So part of your job is not only going to be instructing people and possibly selling to people, it's also showing them around, wining and dining them. So there's probably an expense account connected to do with this job, I would imagine, for what I'm getting. Because I keep getting, like right there, they just said giving them the grand tour, but it's also scenic tour, not just a tour of the company, a tour of like what's around outside of this company. You know, the harbor, whatever, wherever this water is, places to sightsee, places to go to eat, things to see. You're going to be in an area that's got a lot going on. There's a lot of things to see, activities to do, sights to see, places to eat, places to visit of historical value and nature, history. It's very interesting. So you've got an interesting job coming up here. And I feel like you're going to finally feel like you found your niche. Like you're in it now. Like this is where you belong, where you should be, what you should be doing. And importantly, you're appreciated for the work you're going to be doing, which you are going to appreciate, because you don't feel like the people that you've been working for and maybe for a while have appreciated diddly squat of what you've done. Like you've gotten very little positive feedback. You haven't gotten big monetary increase. They just seem to dump more work on you. And it take without, well, like not even much positive verbal recognition or feedback. So really, there's no reason to stay where you are, because this is going to open up a whole new world for you. I feel like you're going to be wining and dining, selling. Part of your job is involving selling, I feel, for many of you. There's a lot going on here with this job. It's multifaceted in many ways. The next card you have in your reading, my friends that are Geminis out there, I have to say you have a very nice card, and it's in the position of what shows up as a family opinion, or how family and friends like affect you. But it is still a future card. So you have happily ever after. You have the 10 of Cups, which I like to call the American Dream card. You have the happy home, the happy partnership, all good things emotionally. Cups symbolize emotions. So happy, happy, happy. Be prepared for a marriage, for those of you that are single, because I feel like next summer or next spring, you're going to be getting either married or engaged. Now, I'm a little leery of what my guides are referring to as next summer or next spring, because I feel like if they mean the one coming in 2015, that seems soon to me. I feel really that they're talking about 2016, but I shouldn't second guess them. So I need to ask, when exactly is this? Okay, I really am feeling like that all happens in 2016, because I feel that you meet the partner, or you're in a strong partnership in July. But I don't feel like you're engaged or married to them yet by the July that's coming up in 2015. So I feel like you got a hot relationship happening, but you get engaged and get married the following spring or summer after the July of 2015. So it's coming. It's going to destroy any negative thoughts that you single now, whether you've been married before or not. But any of you Geminis out there that have thought, I'm done with relationships, I'm never going to meet anybody, it's a waste of time, it just hurts and it's too painful to get into a love relationship, because, then you're opening your heart up and it's not worth it, blah, blah, blah. All that, you're going to put it all to rest, and you're never going to think it again. You've got some door closing here a little bit. With that brother, you're going to, slam the door in his face, and his fingers are going to get shut in the door, because what he's trying to do isn't going to work, and it's going to backfire on him. And you're going to slam the door also on those thoughts of, that love never works out, because it is actually going to work out for you, Gemini, which I'm so happy for you, that you have a positive card here, and that's a happy message. We all want happiness and romance and peace in our lives, and I really see that you're going to have that. But this move, I can't impress upon you enough, for those of you that are contemplating a move, and let me say this again, I got to go back here, because if any of you Geminis are like, what's she talking about? I'm not moving anywhere. But you might be moving your job. Your job may move, even if you don't move away from your home. Just moving your job, moving from the job you're in to a new job. But I feel many of you, it's actually connected, where it's a move, where it's a home and a job move, away from the area you've been in. For some of you, it's not that. For some of you, it's a move of a job. And you might still be living in the same home, but you're moving to another job. Either way, it's going to change your circumstances, financially and romantically, for sure. I feel that. And again, I want to say about the month of October, you're really like revving up your engines. That's what I'm getting. You're like, getting ready. You're ready. You're at the, starting line. Feel like I'm looking like at a NASCAR race. With the cars all, they're ready. That's what October is really about. It's getting ready, getting yourself prepared and ready, and revving yourself up, psyching yourself up. Physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, all the way around. I feel like I know this sounds like Pollyanna, but I feel like you're going to have the dream home, the dream career, the dream relationship. I mean, aren't you due for it? Am I saying something that sounds so unattainable? Really? That's what this life is all about. We should really be able to get what we want. I mean, God didn't put us here for us not to get what we want. I really don't believe that. It is learning and testing times here in this plane of existence on earth, but it's not that we aren't supposed to strive for joy. We are able to get that. So don't give up hope. Don't give up hope, Gemini. Don't give up hope. And I do feel that there's a real camaraderie between the two of you, and a real bond. And you are going to have the feeling of knowing each other before. So this does come into play, I feel, with this card. I feel these two are actually connected. You are going to have the feeling like you've known him before. There is going to be that, like this knowing. I do feel like you begin a new life together, and that it seems to happen. I feel like it takes off pretty quickly. I feel he's had a history of dropping the ball on relationships in the past, and then just letting them float away by the wayside, but he's not going to do that with you. Not this time. Because I do see he's done some self-examination over relationships he's had in the past, of how he could do things better. Which is funny, because I believe I got the same message for you right in the beginning. So I feel like in some ways you've done that too. Maybe not exactly the same way, but very similar ways. You're both coming at each other from the point and the position in time that you really want to make something happen, and so you're willing to try harder, put up with more, put out more effort, be more loving, caring, giving, sensual, generous, thoughtful, communicative. Like, I feel like both of you are going to be on the same page. Don't be surprised if he's not a Gemini. He might be a Gemini too. There's some real similarities between you two. There's a lot of similarities. The next card you have in your reading today, Gemini, is in the position of a fear position, but it's a great card. You have Ace of Rods. And Ace of Rods symbolizes new beginnings. Sometimes this can indicate an inheritance. It can be a new beginning in a new enterprise and business. It can also be new beginnings in a relationship. I hear you have no cause for concern now. take your troubles and you can toss them aside and put that money you're going to make in the bank. The people that are going to hire you, I feel like they love you. They're going to want to hire you on the spot. You're going to feel like you have really found your fit, like you found the right pair of shoes that fit so comfortably you're never going to want to take them off. I feel like that's how you're going to feel about this job. The one thing you might have a little trouble with adjusting to, if you're one of the Geminis, I feel that's going to be moving for your job, you may have a little adjustment with the climate and the way the seasons roll, because I don't feel it's going to be exactly the same as where you were. I feel like where you're going, there's a little more rain, a little more humidity, a little more heat, but I feel that you're going to welcome this actually. But it may be a little hard to get used to. Some of you be careful that look out for having allergies to some plants or pollen that's in that area you're not used to. So if you start sneezing or feeling like, do I have a cold? Am I getting sick? It very well could be allergies, because I'm seeing some kind of flowering trees and bushes in that area that are different from what you're used to. And I feel like flowers just fly in the air when the wind blows. So I feel like you're going to be coming up on some allergies. You may even have to get like an inhaler or some kind of nasal spray or inhaler would be helpful for you, especially because you're air signs. And I feel like that'll be a big key in helping you. I also feel like in the area where you're going, there may very well be cypress trees and citrus trees. I'm getting both words, cypress and citrus. So just to let you know, maybe that'll be clear up, like if some of you are scratching your head and wondering what the heck I'm talking about. In your outcome position today, Gemini, you have Knight of Pentacles. And Knight of Pentacles to me symbolizes an earth sign male. He would either be a Capricorn, a Taurus, or a Virgo. That could either be his sun sign, rising sign, or predominant in his birth chart. Knight of Pentacles to me is always somebody that's very sensitive. He's usually good with money and finances. He likes the finer things in life. He likes sensual comforts. He's a very sensual guy. Likes to have a lot of luxuries and pleasures, luxurious pleasures. He's very psychic. He's very intuitive. He's in tune. He can read people well. If he's the dark side of, and he's somebody usually that has like loving, caring thoughts for his family. His family is usually important to him. If he's the dark side of the Knight, he's not good with finances at all, and he can be emotionally overwrought, stressed out, and kind of scattered and all over the place. Like he's prone to confusion sometimes, scattered thinking. For some of you, he's the new love that comes into your life. He's your new love partner. So for those of you that I said he might be a Gemini, I don't know. I guess the guides want to prove me wrong here. Or maybe he's got Gemini rising. I don't know, but I hear that for many of you, he's the love partner. He's going to be giving you a lot to think about. He's very good at decision making. He is good with making money. I hear he does very well with that. He has a hard time with his back. He's had some kind of back injury. He takes vitamins or some kind of supplements, like natural things to help him with that. I don't feel like it's a spinal injury. I don't feel like it's his spine. I feel like it's muscular. Like it's like he either tore something back there. It's muscle. Like I feel like he has muscle spasms. I feel in the past he's been prone to drinking. I'm not hearing the words that he was an alcoholic, but I feel like he used to like to drink a lot when he went out. You know, like maybe he was like Good Time Charlie. You know, used to yuck it up with his friends at bars or whatever. I don't know, but I'm getting like he used to like to drink a lot. I don't feel he has a problem with that anymore. He doesn't do that now. He's on like a straight and narrow path. I get that he's very spiritually guided. and blessed. Like he has a lucky star. He was born with some kind of lucky planetary configuration in his chart when he was born. So he always has like a lucky star on his shoulder. He gives you something to think about, and he's like, you're blessed. He thinks you need his support emotionally and financially. I don't feel like you're really going to need his support financially, because I feel actually you're going to be doing just fine on that score all by yourself. But I feel like he has a tendency to make a lot of money. Now, conversely, if you're a married Gemini, this guy is an annoyance.